Hello, everyone. This is Captain in the house again. I'm back to talk about another nice, interesting topic, and the title is Evaluate That Trust in Every Situation. Let me say that again. Evaluate that trust in every situation. What do I mean by that? Like I said earlier on, most of the things I talk about, they are actually based on my personal experience and then some close friend experience as well. That you have a trust in someone, you trust the person so much, and the person has actually achieved one great thing or more in his or her life, and then they try to kind of give you advice for a particular situation. And then because of the trust you have in them and because you can see the success of what you want in their life, so you try to kind of emulate them. One thing we should always remember is that trust you have for that person and that thing that work for that person to be successful in that particular area you are trying to achieve, the procedure or the approach you use to achieve it might not work for you. And the time and season that the person achieved that thing is different from your season. So most advice needs to be evaluated no matter how much you trust the person, even your parent. Because that thing you're trying to find solution to, that situation that you seek advice for, and then they give you the advice, the situation, the condition of you handling it is different from their own situation. Despite the fact that they were successful to come out in flying colors with that situation you're seeking advice from. So, and that is why it is very important to evaluate that particular trust. So, if anybody advise you on anything, anything, it could be anything, it could be your marriage, it could be investment, you need to do your own due diligence as well so that you're not going to put the blame on them. No, it's actually because I listened to my pastor, or it's actually because I listened to my wife, or it's actually because I listened to my brother that this happened to me. You are responsible for your life. It is your life. And sometimes when they advise you, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't mean they want to destroy you. It is your own responsibility. At your own level of capacity, you have to re-evaluate the advice before you take that decision. A good example is somebody becoming a millionaire and he had a particular approach. It might not work for you. And me being a Christian that have the fear of God in me, I always put things before God. The person might be benefiting from a particular mercy or grace of God that you might not have. Or the person might be benefiting from an opportunity that was available at that time, which might not necessarily available at your own time. Because I'm actually speaking from experience as well that a particular uncle took a particular step and I follow that step. I end up burning my hands. I end up shooting myself at the back. So it's good for people to advise you, but because of the trust you have in them as well, it doesn't mean you should not reevaluate the advice before making that decision so that you will not end up in calamity that is worse than where you are. A lot of people make that mistake. I've made such mistake in the past. And one thing I learned as well is it is not every advice that they give that you have to listen to. You don't have to. It's good for people to advise you, but you don't have to follow the advice. Especially when your inner mind is telling you to reconsider. So because there may be some situation in your life that sometimes before you make a decision, you just want to calm down. Maybe you're coming from a journey and then you're at the junction of the road You're deciding if I should take left or take right. Sometimes you don't have to take the turn. You might have to wait at that junction. And sometimes the waiting can be long. It might take a year or two. It doesn't matter. Because if you decided to make that decision at that time, you take the left or the right turning, it might be worse off from where you're coming from. The same thing with business. Maybe you've been doing a particular business and it's been booming successfully. All of a sudden, the business is going down. But the moment the business starts to go down, you're considering, oh, let me sell up this business and start something new. Why not think of this thing has been booming? What went wrong? The business is still there. It might be you. You might have to kind of restructure. And then you seek advice from people. Yeah, that thing used to boom, it used to rain. I don't think it's raining again. Just sell it off and start something new. That thing you're selling of that old business might just need a kind of a new approach. You getting into a new thing might even be worse off from where you're coming from. So when people advise you, evaluate the advice before you make decision. It's very important. No matter how good the person is, no matter how successful the person is, just remember their situation, their condition when they make that decision is presently changed. Is changed. Time doesn't wait for anybody. Time moves. So my piece of advice is evaluate the trust when people advise you. What do I mean the trust? You have a trust in them. It doesn't mean the trust is not there, but just check it before you make your final decision on the steps you want to take forward. It goes a long way. Don't quick to making decision. Don't be quick to making decision. It could be marriage advice, it could be relationship advice. Think twice. Don't rely all your decision making on the advice given to you so that you will not come back and say it was the advice given to you that collapsed everything. You have your life in your hand. You take due diligence to reevaluate before making decisions. And sometimes you might just need to keep quiet. Just wait before you make the decision. Sometimes you don't need to make any decision. You just have to do some alignment and make things work smoothly. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this topic of evaluate situation based on any advice given to you before you take a decision. Thank you, everybody, once again. This is Captain, and I'm happy that you have time, creating time to listen to my piece of little topic. And I will appreciate if you subscribe and thumbs up for me. I will really appreciate it. I love doing this. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be back again to talk about a different topic that will be a great benefit to humankind. God bless everybody. Have a nice one. Bye for now.